What is going on, everybody? For the third time today, we are back with a video, and this is just how mad this day has been and how crazy this story is. In the last few hours, there were problems with the deal for Samu from Atletico Madrid, a deal that would have seen Gallagher go the other way, Julian Alvarez coming in as well, but those transfers are not being held up at the moment. Why is that? Because of Chelsea's reluctance, for whatever reason, to get the deal done with Samu, it appears that Joao Felix is poised to make a return back to Chelsea, where he spent 6 months on loan just a few seasons ago. Now, people will have their takes on Joao Felix, and they'll have their takes on what he could bring and what he could be in this squad. Personally, myself, I think that as a player that can kind of fit anywhere in that attack and be a Swiss Army knife to fit in left wing, attacking midfielder, central striker, he is prototypically a player that Chelsea, under this current manager and sporting directors, would fit well. The reported fee that Atletico Madrid wants is about £42 million for the player, so it would be around £7 million more than Samu. I'm for the signing. I think Joao Felix could be a benefit to this team. I don't think he can be handed anything at this point. He does not have the rapport or the clout necessarily that he has had, in the past, coming from Benfica and then, a decent year at Atletico. But I think as a rotational player, as a bench player, the drop-off would not be as much, and I think he could come in playing with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. So Joao Felix could come in, but what does that also mean for the striker position, right? And what does other reciprocating moves kind of mean, and how does that work? Samu's not coming in. Joao Felix is not a striker. Does that open the door up further for Victor Osimhen? Does Chelsea know something ahead of this big week, as many people have reported, for the Romelu Lukaku to Napoli saga, that Victor Osimhen could be coming to Chelsea? And furthermore, as Fabrizio was doing his live playback tonight, he also dropped news that Raheem Sterling would certainly depart if Joao Felix is brought in, and that Noni Madueke would potentially be, open to go as well, with Newcastle very much interested in him. So there's so many dominoes playing out here, right? So if you look at it as like this big equation, and you say Lukaku's leaving, Raheem Sterling's leaving, and Madueke's leaving, that's money you're bringing in. More importantly, that's like $650K a week off your wage bill from Lukaku and Sterling. Then you bring in Pedro Neto and a Joao Felix and a Victor Osimhen to sort of add up to the sum of that $600K. And then if you move Madueke, you still then are benefiting from a wage standpoint. So it's truly a deal, I think, that Chelsea have really concocted. I don't think that this is necessarily something that just came straight out of the blue. But I think Chelsea, when they realized that Victor Osimhen was a potential target and somebody that they could realistically brought in, they said, okay, let's get out of the Samu deal. We still need to have a sale with an Atletico player coming to Chelsea. That's how you bring in Joao Felix, somebody who knows the team, knows the players. We've seen before, whether you like him or not, he does have some very interesting traits that could work in this team. Positionally, not sure exactly where he would go. But as that Swiss Army knife player, Enzo Maresca seems like he is in on it and says that that is an okay move. A lot going on and a lot to break down here over the next 24 to 48 hours. We will see in the morning if Joao Felix does come to Chelsea. This move could be critical. It could be a huge momentum piece for this team. Now, if you're talking about attacking options of Cole Palmer, Christopher Nkunku, Pedro Neto, Victor Osimhen, Nicholas Jackson, and Joao Felix, you have to be very excited about that group, because that's a lot of talent, and that's just making that talent work. So As I said, we will have a lot more coming. I just wanted to do a quick video to kind of recap what my thoughts are on the Felix and what makes me excited. Obviously the player, but the possible reciprocating moves to move on from a Raheem Sterling and a Romelu Lukaku. If Noni goes, so be it. I think you could turn easily a fair profit on him with Newcastle. You have Kendry coming in. You have Estevao coming in next year. So there will definitely be options for that position, and Cole Palmer can obviously play there now. So as always, please go ahead, like, subscribe, comment to the video. If you want to hear more up-to-date transfer news, you can go ahead in the link in the description. Go to Cy Phillips Talks Chelsea. You can get subscribed today and find all of that fantastic information. So as always, we'll be keeping you up to date with news right here on CFCGP. So go ahead and subscribe, turn those notification bells on, because with this club, you absolutely have no clue what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis. Thank you and good night.